Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to Let's Play Empyrion. Now, I have just had a warning as I was looking at that base, or looking after the base, and trying to see if I can, what am I doing? Make everything fit in the container of the ship, which I cannot. So that base is probably just going to be left. Now, I had a warning that we were about to come under imminent attack, and here they are. You get a little red warning saying you are about to be attacked, basically. Oh god. And I got a warning that I was about to be attacked by these Ziraxian scumbags. So, generally the way I deal with these is to get high enough up that I don't have to deal with them. And it seems that I have managed to distract them, while my turrets have done the rest of the work. And that's how you deal with a base attack. Now, I didn't see a warning saying, you normally get a little warning as well, saying, congratulations, you have seen off the base attack. That I haven't had. So, we're gonna tentatively get out and see if we can loot these drones, because drones tend to yield goodies, and I can do with all the goodies I can get. Capacitors, things, some horrible thing up on the hill. I'm not seeing any other red markers. You see the red markers as we did with the drones previously on the map. I always like to be the game actually does make sure you are around when your base gets attacked generally. It doesn't 100% guarantee it, but generally you'll be at your base. If you're due a base attack, it'll be like when you come back, like I just did then, you'll get a warning saying your base is about to be attacked by the Zirax. And then you quickly run out and prepare for taking on the Ziraxian scumbags. Now, in this case, it's not too bad. It's fairly simple. They come out, I get in the ship to try and help get rid of a few drones, and I shoot the Telluropod that's annoyingly on the side of my base, and you just finish them off. Now, obviously this is a fairly low level planet and low level base, so the base attacks are fairly simple. As you get higher up the levels, the base attacks will become more difficult. But at the moment, that was pretty much it. It hasn't officially given me the notice saying I'm fine, but I think I'm fine. I have put enough resources in the factory to try and get the hauler in. I was umming and ahhing whether or not to try and build myself up to a CV straight away, but I'm not sure that's going to be a possibility, and I was undecided as to which CV to bring in. I was thinking to bring in the Pioneer by J. Randall, which I've slightly modified, and use that one. But that's the same one I used in my Project Eden playthrough, which I did in live streams. So if you want to see that one in action, it's a good ship, you can check it out there. However, I think I might try and use Spanj's Pioneer, as that one also seems to be very popular. What I do want to see is the first thing I'm going to need to do when this ship actually becomes available, which is still a game hour remaining, is I am going to need to carry out some upgrades. Really, I want to get the following things: a pentaxid tank and a warp drive at bare minimum. So these are my new goals. I don't believe I can make these in this constructor, which I cannot. So we'll turn this one off. But we will have a look here and see if we can make ourselves a pentaxid tank and a warp drive. We can make at least one. So I'm going to start with a pentaxid tank, because without the pentaxid tank, the warp drive is useless. Now, normally, if I'm going to use the resources I need to make this, this would go red. So I'm pretty confident I can make the warp drive too. The other thing I might need is a CPU extender. Because we're playing with CPU, I'm expecting the ship to go over CPU limit, because it is a tier 2. I don't know. So if I have to make T3 extenders, that could be problematic for me. T3 extenders, I'm not sure I can actually make at this time. Let's have a quick look here. If we go to CPU, tier 2 is titanium plates, electronics, computers, optical fiber, flux coil. That's fairly easy going. T3 is going to require 2 small optronic bridges. This is something I don't have. You can make small optronic bridges. I'm not sure I can make a small optronic bridge in this device. I think I might need the advanced constructor to make an optronic bridge. So yeah, I think I'm going to be out of luck with the upgrading to a T3. So I'm going to hope that there's enough headroom, because I don't know, that there's enough headroom on that machine to make it with a warp drive and a pentaxid tank without going over the limits. Now it's almost sundown. I will be going to sleep because I don't want to work through the night. We're going to turn you off, sir. There we go. Because I don't want to waste the power. We're going to sleep, and it will also help bring forward the time for having the hauler available. Because with the hauler, I plan to mine. And for that, I'm going to be planning to mine probably out here. Because if I go to the info panel here, I believe we have lots of general goodies here. The one thing I don't see much of on any of these planets is Erestrium and Zircosium. So there's no Erestrium and Zircosium here. There's Neodymium. There's Titanium. There's no Unobtainium. There is absolutely none in system. So to get Zascosium and Erestrium, we're going to need to basically steal it from Zirax or bases. And this is a problem for me because I haven't got my modified Pioneer requires 24 Erestrium and 24 Zascosium. I don't have any Zask at the moment, but I do have Erestrium. I will be checking out what Spanj's Pioneer has, and that will probably make the final decision. Because if Spanj's Pioneer has the required, I will most certainly go for that. So, today's main mission will be looting some thrusters, I think, ready for seeing if we can get a CV in. Because the poor little scout, as much as she's been good, we may take her into battle against some of these Zirax, but I would like to have the hauler in first to make sure I've got a backup ship. And on top of that, I need to be thinking about getting a CV on the go. Because without a CV, I'm going to have problems. not gonna be able to start doing big interstellar hauls, and that's what I want to do. The other thing that's a pressing problem that we haven't resolved yet is food. I still need to be able to I still need to be able to make more food. I can make some canned vegetables, which gives a bit of food. I can still make burgers. I can make this, which is actually really good food. The ratatouille. What happened to the dino? Yeah, this is the Dino Royale stew. If I had some mushrooms. Oh, Dino Royale stew. Very good stuff. But we're probably going to try and just knock out a couple of ratatouille a second. How much spice we got? Yeah, we'll knock out a ratatouille just so we have something in the bank here. Because we've got enough food to keep going for the time being. I have 2 ration packs on me. And I have these energy bars for an emergency. But it's not as much as I would like to have. Come on. It does that sometimes, bit weird. Oh, yeah, turn that down. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so off we go, and we will. Oops. Let's see. Oh, I was going to sleep, wasn't I? Sev, you're a moron. You got carried away. Backing up, backing up, backing up, backing up, backing up. Where are we? Park outside. Park outside. There we go. Ugh. Gently landing, of course. So yeah, we're going to sleep, and then we're going to go thruster hunting. Because this will be something that will be a bit tricky. Because of our limited ship's carrying capacity. The hauler will help more with that, especially if we upgraded its thrusters at a later date. But all that requires CPU. See, we've only got 15 minutes left until we can bring this little guy in. That's excellent. Yeah, we're fine food-wise. We're fine health-wise. So now, let's check out the crashed Sentinel, which is only just out over here, I believe. He says, looking for it. Yeah, it should be out over here somewhere. Crashed Sentinel front. I'm not a great fan of the underwater jobbies, because they can be a little tricky to do without getting your ship completely screwed up. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit in the water. I tend to sit the ship quite a bit in the water, so it's easy to jump up onto. I probably should have changed my armor, which I don't think I can now do. I'll need to go into swim mode to be able to even hope to do this. Can I still change my armor when I'm in the water? Yes, I can. Okay. So we'll change our armor, and we'll have a look for this crashed Sentinel. Let's have a look what we've got. Problem is, as soon as I'm holding a gun, I'm going to start sinking like a stone. We'll turn our lights on. Not that that's going to do a vast amount at the moment. Let's have a look at what we've got here. Crashed Sentinel front. I've got a feeling the Sentinel front doesn't have a lot in the way of engines, because it's the front of a ship, not the back of a ship. So far, not a lot here. I've still got a core, which is essential, because a core will be something I would use to get the thrusters intact to put into the factory. Computers, right, that's it. Oh, they'll be good for making a couple of cores when I get back, but other than that, is that it? Is that it for the front of this ship? Is there nothing else in this ship? That appears to be it. That was it for the crashed Sentinel front. So, not a lot worth having on that one. We'll grab that raw pentaxid while we're there, though, because we're going to need some. Eventually we're going to need to start thinking about jumping, and we're going to need pentaxid to jump. So we'll head back over to our ship, and then we'll check out There's a couple of others there we know have engines on them, or I know have engines on them. So this one's a bit of a bust. The multi-tool is obviously essential for this work, and a core is essential, and it's not worth wasting a core on that. The Elder Tomb, damaged hover bike, which we've got. I mean, we could try the Heidelberg. We obviously know there's engines on the Heidelberg. I don't know if we can rob the Heidelberg. Let's try it. Let's try robbing the Heidelberg. I've not actually tried this before. So we'll put this on. We'll put this down as ship. Oh, and did I lose it? Yes, I did. I didn't save it. Put it down as ship. We'll accept. And I didn't. Oh no, there you are. And we'll fly over to the Heidelberg. Now, I'm probably not going to bring this stuff back. I shall use it to loot it into this ship, and then chuck probably quite a bit of it in the factory. The main thing I'm going to use the hauler for is bringing back large amounts of resources. But for that, the other thing I would like to have is an EVA boost, because EVA boosts are highly useful for not freezing to death out in the void of space, but they do reduce your armor significantly. I would like some boosts in my armor, basically. I haven't really covered the boosts at the moment. You'll find that different armors have different types of boosts. With light armor you can carry 2 boosts, with a medium you can carry 3, and with a heavy you can carry 4. Now, there used to be epic armor in the game. I don't know if it's still a thing. And that didn't have any boosts available to it, but it was just generally a lot stronger. So we'll hop out there, and let's see if we can stick a core on this thing. What am I doing? Core. Yes, core. I still have 2 cores. Excellent. I thought I had 1. I can stick a core on this. Wonderful. That is fantastic. Core faction. Why do I get the horrible feeling I've just cored a box? When you say core faction, that looks like I've made it an admin core, and that I still can't. No, I can take it. I can take it. That's okay. Yep, that's fine. I was worried then that I couldn't actually take the blocks, because, like I say, I've never actually tried on the Heidelberg to do this. A lot has changed since I played. So, easy enough. You set to retrieve blocks, and you want to grab these juicy thrusters, because these juicy thrusters are going to be your future. The only problem is, I've just realised, because I'm building something, I'm actually not going to be able to put stuff in the factory at the moment. I believe I'll take the fuel. I don't know if I can or I can't. It's been a while since I've tried that. Because if we go to the factory, obviously we're building, so I can't queue up something new. So I cannot put things in the factory at present. Did I bring a tent? That's another good question, because it's already becoming night over here. And actually that would be handy, because it would allow me to sleep overnight, and the other ship will be ready in the morning. And even though I'm not going to use my Pioneer, or not my Pioneer, J. Randall's Pioneer, I suspect I'm going to be able to queue it up and use that to allow the factory to soak all the goodies. So I'm fighting the hiccups here. So we're just gonna bomb around the ship, literally, and look for anything that is worth stealing. Ah, this is the container. I saw this in the thing and I keep thinking that I haven't looted it. Inventory full. Yeah, I thought I... Really? Hang on. Well, so, inventory full? Oh, inventory is full. So what was in there? Oh no. Oh no. Hang on. Let's come up with a better way of doing this. Why am I getting radiation in the radiation fog? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch these over into here. I can put those in here for the time being to help clear that out. This is a good way of doing things sometimes, is to actually loot things into the ship you are looting. So what you're telling me is there was one whole cargo box. That was it. Wonderful. That was not worth it. So we are going to have to... I mean, you're upside down, UHC Heidelberg. The other useful tip here we can have a look at, which has its ups and downs, because it can leave annoying markers on your map, which you have to go in and manually remove. But because I've cored this, I can now go B on it. And when I do P, I can look at the devices. So I can now see strange marker. Okay. I can now see what thrusters we have, and I can even tell it to show them to me. And they will give me markers on the HUD as to where they are. So let's leave them on for a minute, and we can see we have a small thruster right in here somewhere. That is a small thruster right there. See, but it leaves that marker, and because it's disappeared, you can't get rid of that marker without doing the following: going to the map and going to the map markers. Normally you can go into here, select them, and it'll disappear, but for some reason it's not actually showing. It's a little bit annoying, but when you if you reload the game, they will disappear, or they used to. But as far as I know, once they're off, once you've taken them off the ship, you can't turn that HUD thing off. So it can be a bit of a sob, because it can leave you with a bunch of map markers you want to get rid of, but can't seem to get rid of. I don't think there's any way. I've seen you used to be able to get them to show up, some of them, but at the moment, no. We'll worry about that later. I'll either reload the game or something like that, so as we don't have to put up with these map markers everywhere. Hello, thruster. So these two parts of the ship must be connected under the ground, because otherwise there would be two separate ships. I'm picking up a surprising amount of radiation here. I will probably take this opportunity to take all the O2, because it'll be helpful. Thank you, O2. Along with the O2 tanks. And this is a large constructor, so I'm going to take it. My inventory is full again. So in which case I'm going to see, can I loot it into the Heidelberg? Yes, I can. Which cargo box have my stuff? Oh god. Which cargo box was it? Drop down simulator. Oh, take those. Electronic current. EM signal. So the box is called EM signal. Okay, so we'll just actually link to that box and pick it up. Because a large constructor will be useful. It'll certainly help towards all the goodies. We can make our lives easier there. We can pick up the O2 station. We can pick up the armor locker. The other thing I really want that is in here, I mean, obviously you'll remember before I got stuck, but these steel grow plots. Ooh, hello medical stations. I didn't see you last time. Oh, full already? You kidding me? Yeah. The bane of this looting stuff. Right, so we'll just link it to this one for now. We'll pick them up into there. We'll put them into the what we got here? What is that? I can't tell. This is a food processor. I'll take it. There's a fridge up there as well. I can't reach it. Oh, and what's in there? Oh, rotten food. Darn it. I was hoping for sandwiches. But yeah, the bane of doing this is that it is not easy getting all these things into the actual constructor and into the factory. Let's find our way out here. So it's night already. We'll sleep for the night because that will free up the factory for us to start putting things in. And I can go around and pick off the other thrusters without any worries about running out of inventory space. So let's sleep for now. Our blueprint will be ready. There's still bleeding radiation here. Ridiculous. Now, that will mean we're freed up on the factory. So for the minute, I'm going to add to the factory my modification of the Pioneer. Actually, I might not add my modification. I'm going to add... No, I am going to keep my modification, because I was wondering about the grow plots, but because the other version takes grow plots and I remove them. But I think I'm going to leave the grow plots out, because the grow plots I may well put into my Scout's cargo controller, because I'm going to want them. I'm going to want them... that wasn't so wise, was it? So, I'm going to want them because... Train of thought, so... I'm going to want them because I can use them in my base to make food in the short term. Hardened steel block, I'll take it. I'm not sure if I need Sathium, but armor lockers. All of these things, if I'm not going to use them, which I'm not, they're great to put in a factory because they will shorten the build time. If you look, every time I chuck these thrusters in, the build time drops. I chuck in made blocks, made O2 stations, armor lockers, the build time drops. And that's a useful thing to know, that the build time will drop for these items. Let's put those in there, and then we'll go back to the other cargo box and start putting some of these med bays, med stations, and things like that in. I think, like I said, the grow plots I will keep to one side and keep them for my own personal use, as they say, later. Because that will be extremely handy. But any of these items that we're not going to use them for the base, so we may as well chuck them in here, and it'll help reduce the build time. It doesn't reduce it by a vast amount, but it's surprising. If you start putting stacks of blocks in here, it's surprising how much build time it will reduce it by. So let's go back to EM, which is the one we're actually connected to. Let's chuck those over. Chuck those over. Chuck that. That. I'm going to keep all those subparts. Don't really care about that. Mainly, we care about the big things for now. The O2 tanks, the fuel tanks, even deco blocks. Deco blocks do help reduce the build time. Cargo boxes. Most of this is fairly minor though. Trust blocks don't really have a lot. It's just because I don't really want them. So we'll plonk all of those in, like so. One last lot, clear that off, and then we'll go hunting for the other engines, because I think there's a couple more there. The good thing about the engines is that the engines tend to have the neodymium, and we're going to need a lot of neodymium. They have cobalt, as well as titanium and other items that we're going to need. That I don't want to mine them all, so it's a lot easier just to pinch them. Unfortunately, those two small thrusters are way up there. There's a cargo box there. I wonder if there's anything in the cargo box. I wonder if I can get up there. This is where we got to play parkour games. Let's just do it this way. There you go, and then we can get to it. Anything? Not a lot of excitement there. But we will be able to get to areas in the Heidelberg we couldn't previously get to. These are useful to have. So we'll take them. We'll see what else we got. What's in the fridge? Nothing. Nothing. We'll take the fridge though. Let's see what else we've got. Let's remove that, so we might be able to get some jumping on. Oh, that was disappointing. I was hoping for something useful like a jetpack boost or something like that. Anything? Meds I will take. Meds I will gladly take. So far, the Heidelberg's not been the most exciting of looting prospects. We'll take those deco furnishings. Oh! I just cut myself out underneath the ground. I wonder if I take the quest terminal, what happens? It's gone now. Hope I don't ruin the quest. That's all I'm going to say. Now, I don't think there's anything else up there worth taking. I'll have a quick look. No, nothing. Nothing here. Can we get up to those thrusters though? That's the next question. Oh, no, we're falling down. Got to be careful when you're doing this. If you fall too far, you'll break your legs. And that's never fun. No one likes broken legs. So let's try and get up again. Play parkour simulator. And the other thing we can do is we can do a bit of a Minecraft style cheat here in a minute and just actually, well, you can't exactly nerd pole, but we can build extra blocks on to help ourselves get up there if we can't find a way to get up there sensibly. There we go, we're up. So, where are these thrusters that you speak of? Hello. Oh, where are the thrusters that you're speaking of here? This one? Ah, thruster. Hello, thruster. And you're a thruster too. So that's all the thrusters gone, I believe. Take those window blocks as well. And we are now way up here. I'll take that little puppy. And the rest of this, I think I'm probably going to leave. There's not a lot else of value here to steal. So yeah, generally, looting ships is the way to go. We will demonstrate one of the unfortunate things Empyrion brought in. I'm assuming they've kept it in the latest update, which has very recently come out. I didn't see anything in the patch notes about it. Was that if you defeat a CV and core it, it blows up. This is very annoying because ultimately defeating other ships or bases. I mean, bases are easier because they tend not to blow up. But defeating POIs is the best way to get a lot of these loots without having to basically sit around and mine it. I mean, you can get auto miners later in the game, and auto miners will be great for bringing in resources, but as the universe now is so big, you tend to start living a fairly nomadic lifestyle, and auto miners aren't exactly great for that. So that was it for the Heidelberg. We've basically got everything we wanted out of her. So let's see if we can jump onto there, jump down and jetpack, and there. If you're falling a long way, a good tip is to try and let yourself fall until you're about, I don't know how many meters the block is, but a couple of blocks above the ground, and then hit your jetpack, because then you can slow yourself from falling without breaking your leg. Oh, we want this one, don't we? We'll have you, Core. Thank you. Yeah, you can stop yourself from falling and basically breaking legs or dying and losing a lot of health without having to start jetpacking for miles. So yeah, these now is regular thruster. I have to click on them like this and go remove, 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 and not all of them seem to want to remove anyway. Go on HUD. I'll just take the show on huddle. But it's very hard to mess around and do this, because it's just stupid. Yeah, anyway, let's not mess around too much with that. It's going to drive me insane, but it will go next time we reload. So next up, I think, will be the crashed capital vessel. We'll pop over to that one, have a look at that, and next time we will probably go up to space and start thinking about visiting the Polaris in space, at the trading station, and on top of that, the other thing we will do is try and find there's normally, at least, a ship graveyard up there in orbit. This is also a great resource for thrusters and valuable materials that we'll need to start looking at getting a CV in. So we'll pick off some of this. Again, unfortunately, it's under the water, which is my least favourite way to loot vessels, because it's a pain in the butt. Let's go forward a bit. To about there. I'm trying to go as close as I can so that I don't end up out of Wi-Fi range of the ship, because I want to be in Wi-Fi range of the ship if I'm going to loot this thing. Oh my lord. This is unfortunate. This ship, I know, does have a few thrusters, not a vast number, but most of them are on the other side of the ship. That is unfortunate for us, because these basically spawn in embedded in the voxels in one way or another. And this is or another, because really almost all the thrusters here are deeply embedded in the voxels, and it's just going to be so painful to remove it. I mean, I'll try and show you here. If we come down, and yeah, we'll drill out. There you go, there's thrusters. but it will take me ages to basically go round and dig out this ship to get everything out of the voxels. And I'm not interested in doing that. That's going to take far too long, and it's far too much effort. So we're not even going to core this, we're just going to grab its titanium plates and its parts. It's not worth it. I mean, one of the main things this thing has, which is like tends to be fairly useful, is it has a load of oxygen tanks and a load of fuel tanks. But again, most of those are in the front half of the ship down here, and I am not digging this thing out of the ground. It's just too crazy problematic, and I know that there should be a majority of the stuff we need in space to get what we want. These labs, we've been there. I'm just trying to see if there's anything particularly exciting that is going to help us. I'm definitely going to take this gold deposit in between episodes before we go up there. I may even take another promethium deposit. I don't see a lot else worth having. There's a crash capital vessel over here. We'll check that one out before things end. Yeah, where are you? Yeah, down over there. Oh! Celebration gunfire. Celebratory gunfire, I'm sure. So, try not to crash while I'm flying. I think I've mentioned it before, but cruise control works for hover vessels and SVs. You simply have to hold down control and the W key that you're accelerating in, and then release them, and it will hold you at maximum. You can control it. If I press W again, you'll see down the side of the bar on the right, it dropped down to 0. If I press control, it goes up to 100, and you can actually press control and bring it down in steps by pressing reverse if you want to travel slower, or speed it back up again. You can tweak the cruise control. There is another interesting button we can use, which is the I button. The I basically is like inertial control, or I think you would probably most closely resemble it to sort of, I can't remember what it's called, inertial dampeners in Space Engineers, for sort of matching velocities and things like that. This doesn't match velocities, but for example, if I take the button off now, I will stop and I will hover. If I press I will not hover. Look, hasn't it? They've changed it. It will hover in atmosphere. No, they've changed it. Because yeah, it will not slow you down. You will just coast to a stop, rather than the thrusters actively stopping you. Whereas if I press, there you go. If I press I again, now I'm falling because it's cut off all inertial dampening, and now all inertial dampening's back on. So it's got 3 stages now. Let's check out this crash vessel. This crash vessel, I believe, has a few more thrusters, and this one does not look to be heavily embedded in the voxels, because I recognise this design. We will park on top. I don't need to turn my thrusters off, because parked on top, my thrusters automatically turn themselves down to minimum, even though they look like they're on. Ow! Anything interesting? Let's check out what we've got before we stick a core on it. How much in the voxels have we got? There's a thruster there. There's a thruster there. There's a thruster there. There's some fuel tanks. Okay, so I'm going to core this puppy, and I'm going to steal all the engines off it and put that back into the factory. Beyond that, we will go back to... oh god. Oh god. I'm bouncing. After this, I will go back to base and knock up some more cores for going to space, and we will think about going to space. That going to space will probably be the first outing for our hauler, which we will spawn in at the start of the next episode. And with that, I will say thank you very much for watching, like and subscribe as always, and join us again next time. Thanks a lot.